Uy.
Y uno en centro. Ahí está claro, ¿no?
Para adentro.
Si te digo 2 izquierdas, 3 derechas.
Claro, 2 veces a la izquierda y 3 veces a la derecha.
Pues eso.
Ese silencio de... Lo ha dicho bien, no me lo creo.
Silencio de madre, la mano que estoy escuchando.
Hola, gatito. Bueno, se está descargando. A ver si tengo espacio, no sé. Me he desinstalado 20.000 juegos, pero sigo sin tener espacio. Ay, mi niño.
Coño, pero si aquí hay caramelo.
¿En la vida real o en el juego?
Hola, gatito.
¿En la vida real o en el juego? ¿Es Tommy? No es Tommy. Para los gatos, para que puedan subirse al comedero y mierdas así. Y al Loque no le ha gustado el móvil nuevo. Ha cogido y se ha meado encima, diciendo esto es una puta basura. Te tenía que grabar el puto móvil. Hijo de puta, es un maricón. Ay. Y el Destiny sí que me lo deja descargar sin problema. Ole, tu juego, juego.
No ocupa poco,
Van a reducirlo cuando salga en Beyond Light a entre 50 y 70.
Joder.
Yo lo ocupo 100 y pico. Pero porque van a quitar contenido, vaya.
Es que el This is One me dice que no me deja descargarme porque dice que no tengo espacio. Y es como, tío, me he quitado juegos súper grandes y aún así me dice que no de esto, tío. O sea, he desinstalado 7 juegos. Con Wall Tony sí, pero... Eso me lo creo.
Quiero dormir.
Mira, Charlie.
¿Qué?
¿Te acuerdas que te dije que la nueva película de Mulan era una basura?
Sí.
Pues es una basura. ¿Te imaginas?
No, escúchame. Tengo más
mierda
pruebas de que es una basura. Pero tengo más pruebas porque tengo una amiga que no se había visto las películas de Disney. Le puse a ver la película de Mulan, la nueva, y luego la de Disney. Y concuerda totalmente, dice, o sea, es que se acabó de ver la nueva y dijo, tío, me he aburrido, estaba a punto de dormirme, es una basura, no entiendo nada, no tiene coherencia, nada. Y en cambio la de Disney la disfrutó como una niña.
Madre mía.
Bueno. Yo me voy a la verga. ¿Qué hora es? Espérate, el Sebastián, el colombiano.
I have this thirst for blood.
Adiós.
Uno más tarde.
Adiós.
Cuando me conectes y eso es que no sé cuánto te va a tardar, a lo mejor lo tienes para mañana.
¿El qué?
O sea, el juego, que no sé. Puedo. Bueno. Tú estarás, ¿no, Charlie? ¿O ha salido ya? ¿O no ha salido?
Yo he salido.
Ah, pues luego nos vemos. Ah, ya.
Ah, ya. Joder.
Nivel 16, cuidado. 7 niveles ya no me la juego. No puedo pasar de largo. Uy. ¿Niveles? 14, me la juego.
It's locked.
Cago en su prima. Me lanza el otro al cuello también. Me cago en su prima.
Miau.
Coño. Pero a este me podrá comer perfectamente.
What? What happened? Who are you?
It's all right, sir. You're safe now.
Oh, a fellow Englishman. Thank you, sir. For a moment, I thought those bloody heathens had killed me.
What are you doing here? This place is not safe.
Yeah, it's a cesspool, but it's mine. I came to collect some overdue rent, but those who still live here have gone completely bonkers.
You're very lucky to be alive.
Yeah, filthy immigrants. Fucking savages, every one of them. And now with this bloody fever, they're just animals.
You can find safety of sorts in Whitechapel. If you're quick and cautious, you'll be able to avoid the savages.
Voy a cultivar si quisiera.
This is Braille. I need someone who can read this.
Déjame la juego enemigo nivel 16. Ahí ya. No sé así. Escucho una rata.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Sangre de la rata, ¿no?
This is despicable. I have this thirst for blood.
experiencia gratis, pero... Mira, ¿qué estás haciendo?
Yo,
Sí.
viendo Instagram y YouTube, ¿por?
No, como estoy escuchando.
¿Escuchas ahora? Entonces no es lo que yo estoy viendo, es la telenovela de mi abuela, lo siento. Es que está sorda y ha roto el sonotone y tiene la tele a tope.
Coño. Puto cuarto de mierda. Coño, ya. Qué por culo al lado. A ver, me renta mucho nuevos caminos, pero voy por el principal.
Whitechapel. This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind Lady Ashbury's
Hola,
black veil.
Loki. ¿Qué tal,
First.
mi amor?
Let's find this Petrescu fellow.
Welcome, sir. Please, take a browse of my wares.
I am Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
Doctor? Interesting. I'm Barrett Lewis. Usually I don't have time to waste with talk, but at this hour of the night I can hardly refuse.
As a merchant, you see Whitechapel every day. Have you noticed anything out of the ordinary recently?
Well, you mean besides the epidemic, the war, and all the usual crap? As long as I can remember, this part of town has been a bottomless pit, and no sign of the bottom yet.
Have you been hurt?
No, but that's only because I ran like hell. Those men were raving lunatics, I tell you. Not even able to speak anymore, just screaming.
Violence is increasing in the borough.
Yeah. A few nights ago, some blokes jumped me. Came out of one of the condemned workshops. Fever, madness, something like that.
Where did this happen? Why did you go there?
In the closed workshops nearby. I worked there as an apprentice in better days. Now I only go to find trinkets or tools. Too bad I was mugged, though. There was good money in that little box of loot I lost.
How is business around here?
Business? I had no business.
Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son. Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed, and I just have a few questions.
A scientist? You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
Y se quedó ahí.
Have you any friends? Any family left in these terrible times?
No. But I have a disciple I see as my son. He is so devoted. I sent him to preach the good word in the
Está
heart
muerto,
of
te lo digo ya.
this corrupted city.
Where did you send him?
I sent Samuel to the Stonebridge Cemetery, where the pestilence and evil grows night after night.
You sent him on some preaching crusade during the epidemic.
As a true believer, Samuel will fear no evil while he walks through the valley of the shadow of death.
I have heard enough for tonight. Goodbye.
Bueno, me digo, ¿qué estoy diciendo ahora? Perdón. Ah, aparte no quiero matar, pues me meto siempre para los personajes, en plan, lo que no harían ellos. Y también estoy ahora mismo en... Coño, en plan, es un logro. ¿Qué pelota es esto? ¿Moro? ¿Qué cojones me han tirado?
Tú sabrás.
Puta madre. Tío, como un gas, tío, así me mata. Tengo sangre, tío. Me cago en la puta. Un puto gas que me quita sangre y vira, madre mía. Me va a cagar, hijo de puta. Se me campea el cabrón. Mira que... ¡Gilipollas! Tu prima, tío. Está ahí dentro. ¡Coño! espalda. ¡Falso! Madre mía. Este juego igual el nivel, el bicho de toque es importante. Hay algún objeto por aquí. No, esto aquí. Hostia, otra vez te hablan de estos de mierda, tío.
This could be the box Lewis thought he lost. A love letter from Joe Peterson's wife, addressed to Barrett Lewis. Who should I give it to, I wonder?
Please, I don't...
You again? What do you want this time?
I think the documents in this box could be of some interest to you.
Really? Where'd you get it?
I found it in an abandoned building nearby. I thought you might want to keep these letters.
Let me see. Letters about my boy. Thank you, sir.
You do not appear surprised or pained by this.
Surprised about what? Harry's my son, I'm his father, and that's all there is to know, don't you think?
Yes, I suppose you're right.
Here's a little something for your trouble. And to remind you to keep your mouth shut about all this.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
No. Yo creo que seguirás teniendo que tener el disco puesto dentro, ¿sabes? Pero que la máquina no estará leyendo todo el rato porque se va a estar en... ¿sabes?
Good evening, sir.
Pero tiene que
I'm
detectar
Dr.
el
Reed.
disco.
I'm
No
looking
sé si me
for Nurse
explico.
Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy
Creo que va a ser
Crane
algo
here.
así.
Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is.
Ah, y los juegos que tengas de Play
Maybe I could
4 que
start
quieras
by
jugar en Play
observing what
5
he's
y
up
que
to.
hayan renovado los gráficos para la Play 5, ¿vale? Para que se vean mejor, etcétera, etcétera. Dice que esto ya dependerá de la empresa, pero que habrá cosas que se actualizará automáticamente, que directamente ese juego de PlayStation 4 pasará a los gráficos de 5, o según lo que quiera la empresa tendrás que pagar un plus, o etcétera, etcétera. Pero eso ya depende de cada empresa de videojuego.
A strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be for Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nethercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
Por gastar, en plan, si me hace falta si se me rompía
Excuse me,
4 me
sir.
compré
Are
a
you
5.
familiar with this
Sí,
part of town?
retrocompatibilidad,
Name's
pero...
Clayton Darby. Reporter.
Sí,
Sorry,
hay
I'm new
retrocompatibilidad,
to
pero no sé si las personas de Play 4 y Play 5 pueden hacer grupos y hablar juntas, por eso también te lo digo.
My name is Jonathan
Aún no lo
Reed.
han dicho, o sea, estoy a mitad de vídeo, no sé
Famous
si
surgeon.
lo van a decir más
I'll
adelante.
gladly help if I'm able, sir.
Pero yo
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you
Hostia,
know about it?
dice,
Not much, I'm
dice
afraid.
el que está haciendo el vídeo, dice, gracias a una de esas ofertas de trabajo de Sony nos hemos enterado que están buscando a gente para crear un nuevo tipo de cascos para la Play. O sea, ya tienen unos, pero quieren otros.
I'm a doctor, Mr. Darby.
Que
I
no se
care
sabe para
about
qué ni
everything
por qué.
involving public health and this epidemic.
Are you sure you're not just concerned about the repercussions that a scandal involving a certain nurse Crane from the Pembroke Hospital would bring?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious. Never goes out. Doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
He has no relatives at all?
No. Except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nethercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nethercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
He never goes out?
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
Vale, Charlie, partidas guardadas, ¿vale? Tipo por refs o no sé qué, no sé cuántos. Vale, Play ahí se ha lavado las manos y ha dicho que esto depende de las de esto, de cada empresa, que si lo permiten o no, que él da bastantes soluciones que son que se pueden transferir, o sea, te lo puedes guardar tú.
El disco duro lo puedo meter ahí, básicamente.
Claro, dice, para partidas guardadas se puede hacer. La cosa es, ya depende de lo que quieran las empresas de videojuegos. Por ejemplo, el Spider-Man, las partidas guardadas no se van a poder pasar a la nueva consola. Ya han dicho que no. En el FIFA, por ejemplo, el modo carrera creo que ha dicho no, pero el resto sí que se podrá guardar, ¿sabes? Quiero decir que eso ya dependerá de cada empresa de videojuegos, lo que quiera hacer con esos juegos. Ah, vale, o sea, el de Charlie, el del Spider-Man, el del primero, de PlayStation 4, ese no va a dejarte pasar las partidas guardadas. Pero si te compras el nuevo que va a salir, el de Miles Morales, para Play 4 y luego te compras la Play 5 y te lo pasas a Play 5, ese sí que te va a dejar pasar las partidas guardadas. Porque sí. Todo muy raro, tío. Vale, o sea, los juegos que son retrocompatibles directamente, o sea, sin upgrade de calidad, o sea, sin subida de calidad, dice, no tendrían ningún problema para pasar lo que son las partidas guardadas de una cosa a la otra. Dice que sí que es cierto que en las versiones que son mejoradas, eso ya depende, eso le dan a elegir otra vez a los que hagan los videojuegos, las empresas de videojuegos, que si quieren que sí o que no, porque como el update de calidad del videojuego hace que se vea mejor y de esto ya depende de la empresa, que si quiere que no se suban los datos guardados para que te lo tengas que volver a pasar o etcétera, etcétera, ¿sabes? Pero eso ya es cosa de la empresa. Pero en teoría.
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But, sorry, no, never heard of her.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
I'll leave you alone, sir. Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you a few questions. I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who meets a girl in the street at night. It reeks of penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly. Tell me about Richard Nethercott. I understand he is quite fond of you, Camellia. I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it? Camellia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary. A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and Darius Petrescu have been clever. Very well. Goodbye then.
Que tío, renta matar gente en este juego.
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter. Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in.
Impresionadísimo con el sushi, tío.
Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again. Go
Carrot
away.
Ah, que lo adivino, chaval. Está jugando al Vampyr.
Sir, wait.
Oye, los de
Stop
PlayStation ya han
this nonsense. I
especificado
know
los juegos que serán
Nurse Crane is
compatibles
here.
con Play 5. Han dicho
Shall
que
we
será el
speak man to
99%
man,
y que los que no... Han dicho los que no van a ser compatibles y son juegos chorras.
Don't you
así
see
que,
we're on the same side?
conclusión, todos los juegos
We
de Play
fight to
5
help
digitales,
the poor,
o sea, de Play 4
sick and
digitales,
abandoned.
se van a mejorar
Nothing like
tanto de
you,
gráficos un
Mr.
poquito
Potter.
como
Yes,
de...
you are.
de
You
FPS.
too believe in providing medical care
que
without
normal.
charge. You know what we have to
Ah, sí, verdad.
sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though.
Los niños ansias, tío, quitar de en medio.
¿Dónde estás?
Pues como no iba, me iba al Firewoods. Es que ya va.
No. ¿De dónde estabas conmigo en la lobby?
It's locked, all right.
O me he ido hace 3 minutos, por lo menos. Que he reiniciado y me ponía los servidores.
¡Salud!
Dorothea, you must go across
Los
the
servidores no están
courtyard and take
disponibles.
the
Luego me ha
stairs.
puesto lo
We've
de
not
0
been
personas
formally
jugando y todo.
introduced.
Digo,
May I ask your name and occupation, sir?
I am Darius Petrescu. I'm here to keep snitches and spies away from Dorothea. And I also run this little print shop.
Tía, es que en la autopsia te dice de cuál
Pero el sabor también es distinto.
a mí me sabe casi igual, la verdad.
Te sabe a
A
pollo.
mí no. A mí, sinceramente, el Nesquik me sabe como mucho más azucarado.
No sé, a mí es que tampoco me ha gustado nunca mucho. Solo me lo bebía por la mañana para ir al colegio y ahí cuando voy al instituto no sé por qué deja de beber.
¿De qué es?
Como que a mí me dejaba la barriga muy llena. No, coño, me dejaba como la...
Como el que está...
Madre mía. Madre mía. Madre mía, vale, Iron Man.
Joder, Charlie, molesta más. Estoy diciendo madre mía que cómo va de la guerra. Madre mía, madre mía, madre mía, madre mía.
El padre bugueado.
¿Qué le pasa? ¡Abajo! ¡Oh!
Tío, cojo la
¿Qué le pasa en su conexión ahora, tío? ¿Qué te pasa en la conexión ahora, tío?
Yo qué sé.
Esto está madre mal.
Agarre mierda.
Irene es gilipollas, tío.
Da igual.
Me dice, ¿qué tenías en el coche de un tío que no hace nada? Es uno de Ender que me quiere llevar a no sé dónde. Pero no nos hemos visto ningún día. Yo no.
Madre mía, tío.
Pues,
What do we have here
a lo
now?
mejor secuestro.
High fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, head pain, diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Qué chulo la skin del caballero ese.
Aspirin and salicin, you say? Why not some warm milk and a kiss on the cheek? Where are the quinine salts?
Tried buying, borrowing, even stealing. There's none to be found, Doctor.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
What can I do, Doctor?
It's too dangerous to operate with these convulsions.
Si
Sedative,
estás
nurse.
descargando un juego o
Do we
algo,
have any
pausa la
anesthetics?
descarga.
I'm sorry,
No, no
Doctor.
la pause,
none
no
at
la
all.
pause.
No, mejor que se le escuche ahí como Futurama.
Que se me escapa.
Short pipe.
Sí, sí.
¿Cómo
Rubber tube.
Lo que pone el Rocket League que da mal.
Passage for air through the neck.
¿Os acordáis
Yes,
Peter cómo
doctor.
hablaba? Que parecía que tuviese la boca entrecerrada.
Breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision
gustaba
into the
mucho
chest
Futurama.
cavity to drain the fluids from the lung.
Pero dejaron de hacer.
Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy. Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Right then, Nurse Crane. What do you suggest we do?
I've no idea. I'm not the doctor.
Time is of the essence. We need to perform a thoracic drain.
Yes, Doctor. He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
Joder, hermano.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much
Que
blood.
ahora estoy empezando a ir a yo también. Creo que son los
Are you
servidores.
alright, Doctor?
I can't see.
Que si son los servidores, madre mía, pero ¿qué me está pasando?
First, suture the artery.
¿Qué me está pasando?
Sí, creo que son los servidores que están empezando a irse rayados. Estoy viendo a 3
Of the
FPS.
blood.
Needle and thread, Doctor.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor.
A dose of epinephrine, now.
Yes, Doctor.
Y he ganado la primera partida hoy también.
We've
Joder,
lost the pulse.
me han puesto.
He's gone, Doctor.
Antonio ha ganado. Buena
We
gente.
did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could. Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
Yo
This
desde
was
que
not an
reinicié el mando me va
influenza
bastante
induced
mejor.
seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Alfa, ¿a ti te falla el mando o algo?
Neither have I. But the previous
Me fallan los
symptoms
dos
leading up
mandos.
to this attack were the same,
Pero digo algún botón en
indistinguishable from the
concreto.
epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these.
El botoncito
There
ese que
have
tiene
been
detrás,
numerous
meter una
reports
aguja
of
y
mental
se
breakdowns
reinicia y
caused
te
by
va
the
mejor.
fever that accompanies the flu
No, no,
itself,
no, no.
Doctor.
Yo lo probé ayer y noto que me va bastante mejor. O sea, el R2 obviamente
I'd
no se puede
best
ni
take some
solucionar.
samples of the blood
Al
for
tener que abrirlo,
analysis.
pero la X y los demás botones noto que me van mejor. Igual te ayuda a algo. Y un título que se llama Granug.
I doubt you're here to test my bedside manners.
¡Glorio!
¿Qué será ido?
Suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I
Dirías
be
que
of
tu juego
service,
favorito es
Dr.
Underground.
Reed?
Your heart might be in the right place, but you can't carry on with this
Y
blackmail.
Tony pasa de mi cara
For
y su
God's
victoria.
sake, Dorothy, it's extortion. It's a serious crime.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these
Está
people
viéndose la
have.
película de Sonic.
But why Lady Ashbury?
La película de Sonic,
Why
¿quién la
her of all
hizo?
people?
She's
Tu padre.
pristine and proper, all right. But
Eso en
that
cuanto
she-wolf
compañía.
in sheep's clothing murders the poor for
Es por si está en
sport.
Disney Plus.
I have her where she belongs, and I'll milk her for all she's got.
Que hubieron críticas de todo tipo, pero la gente decía que estaba
Dr.
decente.
Swansea is a sensible and honest man. He wouldn't have refused your friend's care at Pembroke.
It's easy for you to say, Doctor. These people
que
cannot go
tengo
to the
curiosidad.
police,
Bueno,
nor to
tengo
the
curiosidad
hospital.
esa de
They
la
don't even
del-
speak English.
de los
They
Pokémon esa
depend
que
on
me
me
di,
for
la de
everything.
Pikachu.
So, the end justifies the means. Is that your defense?
I know you're kind,
Joder,
Doctor.
qué tontos que son.
Just
tío.
another fine-heeled, silver-spooned gentleman who was given the world on a platter. You know nothing of poverty, nothing of the shame, the hunger, the loneliness.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So,
Bien, igual que él.
are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
No, 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 no.
Listen very carefully, Dorothy. You will erase from your memory everything you pretend to know about Lady Ashbury and Pembroke Hospital.
Let that rich bitch off the hook over my dead
Nurse
body.
Crane, enough. Listen as if your life depended on every word. I know you've a generous heart who gives freely to those in need, but you shall walk away from the shadier streets of your business.
I will never abandon.
Dorothy, the discussion has come to a close. Your clandestine activities in the Resistance are over. Let it go.
I'll let it go. Yes. All go.
Hostia, qué potra, tío. Vosotros que juego de Play 5 tenéis más ganas de jugar que los que saben.
Spiderman, pero vamos a ver aquí abajo.
¿El qué?
El Spiderman, pero vamos a ver aquí.
Ya, sí, nosotros también. ¿Y tú, Alfa? ¿El Demon? ¿O el Horizon? No lo sé. Ese sí que es verdad que no tengo ni idea.
Bueno, mira, ahí está la internet.
¿Qué pasa? No, ni conexión se ha dado.
Ni conexión. Conexión. La verdad es que me va a joder y nada con la Nvidia ver vídeos de gente con la Play 5 y hasta pero es que sigue siendo tontería.
¿Y qué tal si...? Sí.
Ya empiezan a hacer los tontitos. Y como putas personas deficientes mentales, venga, va.
Human blood. Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
Pues yo no sé por qué tengo más ganas de... El final...
Nada, estoy en YouTube.
No me queda munición.
Coño, estos jefes.
¡Mierda!
¡Me cago en vuestra puta madre! Mira cómo pierdo por eso. ¡Ay, Dios, qué niños tontos de mierda! Me cago en vuestra puta familia muerta. ¡Joder! No, ahora en serio, ¿cómo se hace la gente de las 5 segundos? Porque es que es muy factor suerte, ¿eh? Porque es que ahora iba perfecto, estaba en lo de la mierda esta que se cae lo que pisa, y se me caen 3 una mano en la cabeza y me tira. Es que eso como mierda se hace, es que tiene una puta. Tío, ¿qué es esto?
¿Qué? Pero si tenía 3 balas.
Ya va el secreto. ¿Te viene alfa o te va a quedar ahí?
No, me voy a quedar aquí.
Hostia, sí que me ha contado ya lo de antes. Menos mal,
Nada,
casi
tío.
los cuentos. Vale, me han dado la experiencia de antes y la victoria. Por suerte.
¿Y cómo lo ha hecho?
Pues
¿Charlie?
tuvo una operación de vida y muerte.
Ah, vale. O sea que mi padre también tiene que tener una operación
I
de vida
would
muerte
ask you to
también.
avert your eyes, sir. Or did you not know it was rude to stare?
I knew it.
¿Cómo, Charlie?
Speak up, Dr. Reed. I like a man who speaks his mind.
¿Charlie?
Cuento, coño.
Se relaja, ¿eh? Está un poco pito.
Te noto un poco panceta, ¿eh?
Killed him. He trusted you. And you killed him.
Spare me your sarcasm,
Me noto un poco
Jonathan. You are but newly born in this world.
We are vampires. We live by leeching the blood from weaker prey. We are Darwin's next chapter, his cynical and perhaps ultimate expression.
The situation is somewhat awkward nonetheless. I have not been observed sustaining myself for many decades. I have to say I'm a trifle embarrassed.
Anyway, I have concluded my inquiries concerning your blackmailer.
My agitated state. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't let anyone see me in this condition.
The case is closed, your ladyship. The person who took advantage of you has, shall we say, seen the error of her ways.
So who was it?
My lady, the blackmailer was dealt with using the utmost discretion. The culprit's identity is of no relevance.
Thank you, Jonathan. That is exactly what I needed from you. You have proven your loyalty, so, as a friend, please accept this small token of my appreciation. If you have an inclination to learn more about vampires or your current situation, I will be glad to aid you in your quest for knowledge.
Are there many vampires here in London?
Immortals are of a rare breed, and we often tend to hide. But you may occasionally meet some of us at night.
Will they all be as affable as you, my lady?
I do not see why not. But remember, even the shark smiles before he bites.
That sounds like a lesson from experience.
Vampire politics are as intricate and sometimes tedious as a game of chess in a gentleman's club. I've learned from experience it is best to decline to play.
Do you know any of them? Have you an idea of the identity of the vampire who attacked me?
You mean your maker? No, Jonathan, I have no clue. But I fear he or she is as careless as cruel to let you discover your new condition by yourself.
What do you mean?
Every now and then, you may discover an immortal in the deep of the night. But we are a rare and reclusive breed. Our progeny is almost never accidental.
I've been away from London and England for 3 years. This isn't the city I remember.
Things have gone from bad to worse here, Jonathan. I've lived in this city for a long time, and I've never seen it like this.
What is it you fear?
Fear has long since flown this form. But there is something malevolent circling us. I feel fear is merely waiting in the wings.
The Spanish flu has hit London that bad.
Yes, but it's not just that. I've heard things. Things I've not heard for a very whispers in the shadows. Something far worse than the Spanish flu is here in the city.
When I awoke, changed, I was chased and attacked by vampire hunters. Prepared and well-trained.
Though I can't be certain, more than likely it was the once glorious Guard of Priwen.
You make them sound like some sort of cult.
More a society, and like all the best ones, a secret society. I thought them almost gone, but it seemed they have been recruited.
Once glorious, but still dangerous.
They have seen better days, but all fanatics are dangerous. You would be wise to stay clear. They are sworn to destroy our kind.
I know this is beyond the pale, but may I inquire your age?
Really? And I thought you were gentlemen. If you must know, I'm 27. I've been 27 for a long time now, and 27 I shall remain.
And who bestowed upon you this eternal youth?
My maker. He left this isle a long time ago.
Very well. But I believe there is more to this than you are saying.
A lady has to have some secrets.
Why does Dr. Swansea allow you to feed on the patients of the hospital?
Dr. Swansea is a good and compassionate man. He is trying to find a solution for our hunger. Until that happens, he is clever enough to understand that I only feed upon the dying.
And no one suspected you of the murders.
As you well know, suspicion has recently fallen on me of killing for pleasure. But you have my word, Jonathan. I take no pleasure in taking a life.
What do you know about this Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole?
The Brotherhood is well known amongst London vampire society. As long as our kind is discreet, and as long as they do not interfere, we have come to a mutual understanding.
Perdón.
Why did you save me in the canning factory?
I could hardly stand by and watch such a promising young blood as yourself be torn to shreds by some gutter skull.
What type of vampire is a skull?
Nada, estoy...
Not a true vampire. The deformed offspring of lesser vampires. It is a shame these creatures run wild, slaves to their baser instincts.
William Bishop
Pero
wasn't the
no
vampire
sé,
that created
o sea,
No,
se me hace un
Jonathan.
pelín repetitivo y digo,
Whatever
yo qué
their
sé, a lo
strength
mejor
and
con
demeanor,
gente, ¿sabes?
Skulls are the progeny of careless vampires. It cannot be the other way round.
A vampire? Is that what I am? What we are?
Such a crude word, defined by penny dreadfuls and drunken hacks. No. You are now an Ekon, and that you shall remain.
So we are Ekons. How can I identify us amongst other vampires?
How to put it? All Ekon are vampires, but all vampires are not Ekon. We are but a branch of the immortal tree.
Are you an Ekon too?
Yes, I am. We are the closest thing to what man refers to as vampires. Forget what you think you know about us.
I've been hearing a voice talking in my head. Is this some kind of insanity? It feels like the voice of the vampire that created me.
Hush. Tell no one this. It would be unwise to talk of such things amongst British immortals. Speak no more of your maker.
Excuse my forwardness, but are you my maker?
Me? Goodness, no. Only a foolish immortal would create a progeny without taking precaution, and I'm no fool.
How could this cause offense?
Only the powerful immortals can mentally call to their progeny. No vampire or hunter will sleep easy, knowing that an unidentified elder is stalking the streets of London.
I don't understand. Why was I created and then left for dead?
That is a question only the one who made you can answer. It's not normal practice. I doubt even if you find him, he will answer you, considering how cruelly he treated you.
I'd like to avoid creating another vampire by mistake anyway. Tell me, how is it done?
The process is dangerous. It could even kill your potential progeny. If you did decide to sire an offspring, they must drink of your blood, Jonathan.
So me being a vampire could have been a mistake.
I very much doubt it, Jonathan. Contrary to the legends, it is not as simple to make another vampire by just biting someone.
I bid you farewell, for now, my lady. I must quickly analyze the blood I took from Nurse Crane's patient.